If you are still asking, what do I need to do in order to lose my body fat? You are already behind. Because the real question isn't what do I need to achieve or what do I want to achieve? It is who do I want to become? And today I'm breaking down the exact daily habits that keep me lean year round. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, you guys see that my physique stays sub 10% all throughout the year. I don't go through these crazy like bulking cycles or whatever it may be and intentionally get super, super fat, which you see all these other influencers or bodybuilders do, because I just think it's a great excuse for them to let themselves go in a way, right? Whereas I find it far more impressive if I see someone who can just maintain a lean, athletic physique year round, because that shows me that they're disciplined and that they're not slacking off and that they don't use excuses to let themselves go, to unintentionally gain a whole bunch of body fats and say that they're bulking. So I'm going to break down exactly what I do to stay lean year round, and does not require detoxes or juice cleanses or 90-day sprints. Just simple daily habits that I use personally that you can just copy and you can never stop using these. So before I do get into it, I have coached hundreds of busy people through fat loss, and I live this myself as well. Now, by the end of this video, you know exactly what habits I use to build 10% body fat without burning out or rebounding. I'm going to walk you through 10 daily habits. So these are not goals. These are not hacks. These are just daily habits that anyone can start implementing today. So make sure you have a pen and paper handy, write down some notes, and without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. Now, the mindset that I want you to have going into this video is identity first, because if you try to change anything within your lifestyle or try to achieve any habits, but you still have the identity of a person that you don't want to become. So for example, if you want to become someone who has six-pack abs while still having the identity of a fat person, of an obese person, it becomes increasingly more difficult. And I can tell you firsthand, because I used to be a very fat kid growing up in the Netherlands. I just ate a bunch of food. I was just constantly craving all this junk food. I was very sedentary. I just was not happy with my body. And I kept trying to lose the body weight, but I kept on reverting back to my old habits again. And it wasn't until I changed my identity and changed who I perceived myself as when I finally started to not only see the changes, but then actually keep those changes as well, because I no longer self-identified as a fat person or as a chubby person. I now identified as a fit person. And so a quick little thing that I want to kind of tell you guys right now, and this is what helped me a lot when I went through my first fat loss phase, and that is this. Whenever I felt lazy or tired or demotivated or felt like I was kind of slipping and going back to my old ways of eating all the junk food and trash food, I would ask myself this question. In a situation right now, when I feel like I'm slipping, what would a fit person do? What would an elite athlete do? So growing up as a kid, I was a huge fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, who still to this day actually is at like peak performance, still playing at the top level, still plays for his country in Portugal. He'll probably still play in the World Cup at the age of 40, 41 years old, which is very impressive. Like, it is insane. I started watching him when I was just a little kid, 5, 6 years old, watched him in a Champions League, Premier League, playing for Manchester United, and he was my idol growing up. And so whenever I went through phases where I was like, okay, I do not feel like exercising, I do not feel like eating healthy, I would ask myself this exact question. In this situation right now, what would Cristiano Ronaldo do? What would the top athletes do? And that question helped me tremendously, because I knew the right answer and I knew what they were doing. And I knew that I wanted to become like those elite athletes. So I knew that they would likely, even though they didn't want to, even though they didn't feel like it, they would likely go to the gym regardless of the way they felt. They will likely still go on a run, no matter how tired, how lazy they felt. They will likely still eat that healthy meal. They will likely stay in, not go out, and prioritize their sleep the night before a big game. And just by asking myself this question, it helped me so much. And then over time, it started to become a habit. And once all these things became a habit, I now identified as a healthy person, as a person with six-pack abs, as a fit person. And now that I identify myself as a fit person, it becomes increasingly more like easier now, especially now that I've been doing this for almost a decade. 25 years old now, got into fitness when I was like 13, 14. Like, it is so easy for me to just maintain like sub 10% body fats, not because I have more discipline, not because I have more willpower. I am just like you. I am just like you. I'm a human being. But it's because I've identified myself as a fit person. So most people approach fat loss like this. What do I need to do in order to lose weight? But that question is completely backwards. And the correct question is, who do I want to become? Because every action you take is a vote for the person you're trying to become. If you skip your walk, guess what? That is a vote for the old you. If you track your food, guess what? That is a vote for the leaner version of you. Hit your protein goal, that's a vote for discipline. Quit after a bad day, it's a vote for chaos. Fat loss isn't this one big decision that you're going to have to make. It is thousands of tiny votes that either lead you closer to your goals or further away from your goals. It's in all the micro decisions that you do throughout the day, from you waking up, to you eating your breakfast, to you drinking your water, to you going to the gym, to you taking your steps, going on a walk, prioritizing your sleep, journaling, meditating, doing all these things. It isn't this one big decision. It is these tiny micro decisions. So habit number one, let's actually talk about the actual habits now. So the first one is daily walks. Walk every single day. No excuses. This is a non-negotiable in my lifestyle. Walking keeps calories burning, your stress very low, your appetite regulated, and habits easy. I know it's not super sexy, but neither is being overweight. And if you can't walk daily, fat loss will always feel harder than it needs to be. And now a good way to hold yourself accountable is, if you have not yet, it's 2026. I'm sure most people do, but if you don't, get yourself a step tracker, a Fitbit, Apple Watch, Garmin, whatever device you want to use. Honestly, I got the cheapest one. I got mine like a couple of years ago off Amazon, got it for like $50, like the cheapest one I could find. And it lasts me up until this day. I charge it maybe twice a week, but this little guy has arguably been one of the greatest investments that I've made on my health and fitness journey, because not only does it hold me accountable, I can see exactly what my steps are at right now. I'm at 7.8 thousand. My daily goal is to get around 20,000 steps in. And by me knowing exactly what my step count is at right now, I know exactly how many more steps I need to get in throughout the day. It just helps hold me accountable, right? And prior to me having this, I had no idea what my steps were at. And I was kind of guessing in terms of like how many calories I was burning, how active I actually was, because you'll see this very often where you'll do a very difficult cardio session, right? Let's say you're for an hour on the treadmill or the elliptical or Stairmaster. But what a lot of people do after that is that they'll do nothing throughout the day. They'll do an intense workout, but then for the other 23 hours out of the day, they're just sedentary. They're sitting on a couch, their NEAT, which stands for their non-exercise activity thermogenesis, will lower, and they're just kind of like a lazy couch potato. And yes, although you may be burning calories during a cardio session, if you're not burning any calories or if you're not active outside of that cardio session, you're likely going to be burning far fewer calories compared to the person who did not do that cardio session, but still stayed active throughout the day. And that is why I'm such a big fan of just increasing your step count, increasing your NEAT, which we have all of our clients do instead of the Barbarian Squad, which is our online coaching program. We don't have them do any strict formal form of cardio because we noticed that exact thing where, if we assign them formal cardio for the rest of the day, you're just so fatigued, you're so tired where they just don't move anymore throughout the rest of the day. Whereas if we assign them a daily step count target, let's say it's 8,000 steps or 10,000 steps or 12,000 steps, whatever it may be, they're going to be active all throughout the day and are going to be burning hundreds of extra calories throughout the day. So that is the biggest daily habit that I started incorporating that I still use to this day, and I will likely never give up. I go on daily walks, morning walk, afternoon walk, night walk, whatever fits best within my schedule. I love going on runs as well. I'm a runner, but you don't need to run. I run because I run marathons. I do high rocks competitions. I need to run for what I want to achieve in life. But when it comes to strictly fat loss, you do not need to be running. You do not need to be on the elliptical. You do not need to be on a Stairmaster. You just need to put on a pair of shoes and walk outside. That is it. And the reason why I'm such a big fan of this as well is because, especially if you're watching this right now and you're slightly overweight or even severely overweight, obese, and you have 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds of extra weight that you're holding on to, running can be very just like impactful and very stressful on your joints and connective tissues, and can actually cause a huge risk of injury, right? Because just think about the constant pounding on your joints and your connective tissues every time you run with almost like a 50-pound vest over you, right? Whereas walking, like anyone can walk, anyone can go outside, anyone can put on a pair of shoes and just walk outside. On top of that too, you get to maybe call one of your friends, call one family member, do a walking meeting even, listen to a podcast, maybe even take off your shirt if you feel confident, work on that tan, get some vitamin D. Like, I love walking. I love it so much. Not only because all of the things I just mentioned, but because anyone can do it at any time. So that is the first habit, daily walking. Habit number 2 is tracking your food intake. If you ain't tracking, you are slacking, especially if you're just starting to get into fitness. I'm a huge proponent of you being food aware, knowing exactly how many calories you're consuming, knowing exactly by just simply looking at a food, how many calories roughly that is. Because if you're not food aware, if you're not aware of how many calories certain foods have, you're just kind of guessing. And if you're guessing, like, you're just decreasing your chances of success. And whenever I want to achieve something in life, I would rather be putting in efforts knowing that this effort is going to be beneficial to me and get me closer towards my goals, as opposed to putting effort into something and just winging it and just guessing and like hoping it'll work, right? Like, if you have aspirations of getting into better shape, losing weight, and you're already putting effort into this, you might as well put that effort into good use and actually see the results you're looking for, as opposed to not, right? And I know it sounds like a no-brainer saying out loud, but I see so many people do this where they'll say to me like, hey, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm like, okay, like, how many calories are you eating? What are your macros? They're like, oh, I don't know. I just try to eat healthy. And like, the word healthy is also a very objective thing, right? Because one person may look at one food and say, oh, that is healthy, whereas another person will say, oh, that is not so healthy. Whereas if you know the calories, the macronutrients, the micronutrients, and you stay within those numbers based on your goals, you can pretty much eat whatever you feel like eating, within reason, of course. Of course, the healthier, the better. The more minimally processed your food is, the better you feel, the better your recovery, the better your performance, the better your sleep, the better your mood, the better your life will be. But if you still want to have some junk food, some sweet foods here and there, you definitely can, if you keep track of your food intake. Now, this isn't going to be a forever type of thing. Like, I'm at a stage now where I've been tracking my food for 11 years now. I know exactly, just by looking at a food, how many calories that has, what the macros could be, what the micronutrients could be. So whenever I travel, whenever I'm on the go, I don't like always bring out a food scale with me or open up the MyFitnessPal app to track my food, because I've been doing this for so long. I have the knowledge, I have the skill, I have the habit where I no longer need to rely on that anymore. But if you're a newbie, if you're a beginner, I highly encourage you to go through a couple of weeks, if not months, if not years, to just educate yourself on this. Join my free fat loss group where I teach you exactly how to do that. Join our online coaching program where we literally do this for you. So once again, not forever, but long enough for you to actually learn the skill of tracking your food, because tracking isn't obsession. It's just simply being aware. It's awareness. People don't overeat because they're broken. They overeat because they're simply unaware. You may think you're eating healthy, but if you're eating more calories than you burn from still eating healthy food, you're still going to be gaining weight. You're still going to be gaining fat, right? So no matter how healthy your diet is, if you're eating more calories than you burn, you will still lose fat. So that is why it is crucial for you to know what your calories and macros are in terms of your goals, but then also what foods align with those calories and macros. You don't need to be perfect here. You just need honesty. Moving on to habit number 3, which is protein. Protein at every single meal. If you're watching this, you're probably an adult. And if I've seen adults and you fix yourself a plate, let's say you go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, and I see you only put on carbs and fats, fries, and some bread, and maybe some like gravy with some cheese or something. It's like you're eating like a kid. You're an adult. You're not a kid. Eat protein with every single meal. Think of your chicken breast, your beef, your fish, your eggs, your Greek yogurt. Lean people that are in shape, don't try to eat protein. They just do it automatically. Whenever I go to an all-you-can-eat buffet or just a help yourself type of place, build your own bowl place, I always look for the protein. Protein always comes first. It is the most important, most satiating, most muscle promoting macronutrients out of the other 2 micronutrients. So there's protein, carbs, and fats. Carbs are great for energy. Fats are great for your hormones. Protein is essential for building muscle. But on top of that too, it's also very satiating, which means that it'll help you stay nice and full for a really long time compared to the carbs and fats. And so when you build yourself a meal, think of protein first and then revolve the carbs and fats around it. Protein. It controls your hunger, preserves muscle mass, and makes fat loss sustainable. Every single meal, no debating, no excuses. Which leads me on to habit number 4, hydration first and not last. Most cravings are simply dehydration pretending to be hunger. So start your day, instead of eating a sugary bowl of cereal or just a huge breakfast, start your day with water. Drink water first, especially if you eat breakfast right away, first thing in the morning. I guarantee you, you do not need to be eating breakfast right away. You could delay it by 30 minutes, even an hour if you can, especially if you drink water. Chug 1 liter of water. Just do it. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, grab yourself a cup of water, chug it, 1 liter down. Not only is it great for you, great for hydration because like you haven't been drinking water for the past 8 hours since you were sleeping, but it's also going to blunt your hunger. And even throughout the day, whenever you feel like snacking, drink water first because I guarantee you, you actually were not that hungry. You were just dehydrated. Because we often mistake hunger for dehydration. I tell this to my clients all the time. We mistake hunger for dehydration. So first thing in the morning and before you eat any meal, any snack, chug 2 glasses of water. And I guarantee you, you're not going to be as hungry, if at all. If you are still hungry, sure, eat that meal. But you're probably going to be eating a whole lot less of it because now you're actually properly hydrated, right? We have a question here. What exact time do you have breakfast? So I train fasted. Now, is this required? Absolutely not. But does it fit best within my schedule? Yes. So I eat breakfast a bit later on in the day. I wake up, I chug my water, like I just said. I'll take some electrolytes too, and then I'll head straight to the gym. I'll do a 20-minute warm-up on the treadmill just to increase my core body's temperature because I don't want to be going into the gym feeling cold. I want to be nice and warm, especially during the winter months. I naturally get pretty cold, and especially when it's cold outside, I don't want to be getting injured or pulling anything. So I always do a nice 20-minute warm-up on a treadmill, and then I'll head into my workout. I'll sip on some caffeine in the form of coffee or pre-workout. I'll do a workout, which will last about an hour, hour and a half, and then I'll come back home and I'll have my post-workout meal. That'll be my first meal of the day, which will also be my breakfast. So that tends to be at around 10 a.m., 11 a.m. for me. And then I start my day. So that is what I do. Is that required? Absolutely not. It just fits best within my schedule. So going back to the last habit number 4, hydration first and not last. Start your day with water, drink water throughout the day, add electrolytes if needed. It's a simple habit with a massive payoff. Habit number 5, this one is not sexy whatsoever, but it is the easiest thing with the biggest ROI, and that is sleep. Sleep and wake times are locked in for myself because fat loss gets so much easier when your nervous system isn't fried. So very simply put, go to bed at the same time every single night and wake up at the same time every single morning because you do not earn rest, you require it. If you think that not prioritizing your sleep is cool and that you'll sleep when you're dead, you're probably going to die a whole lot sooner compared to the person who actually prioritizes their sleep because they're going to wake up feeling rejuvenated, re-energized. You're going to be more productive. And with that added productivity, they're probably going to be making more money because at work, they're going to be working better, more productive hours, not longer hours, but more productive hours. So they can actually get more stuff done in a shorter time duration because they prioritize their sleep. Whereas the other person who is sleep deprived, who just says like, oh, I don't need sleep. I'm too cool. Sleep is for the weak. I'll sleep when I'm dead. It just sounds so moronic. You're going to be less productive. You're going to be less energized. And studies have shown that people who are sleep deprived, who are not getting a minimum of 7 to 9 hours of sleep, actually gain more body fat and lose more muscle mass. On top of that too, your hunger hormones, so your leptin and your ghrelin, go into opposite bad directions. So what you'll notice is that your cravings for sugary, hyperpalatable foods actually go up, and your satisfaction levels, so how you feel after eating, actually drops as well. So you're a lot more prone to just craving more junk food and eating more junk food when you're sleep deprived. So if you want to put fat loss on easy mode, sleep, make it a priority, put it on your calendar. I have a reminder on my phone every single night, 9 p.m., wind down routine, 1 hour before bed, wind down. I have my wind down routine where I'll do some relaxing activities. I'll go into the sauna, take a warm shower, maybe read a book, do some meditating, do some stretching, do some journaling to really put my body at ease. This primes my body to go to bed, fall straight asleep within an hour, and then I wake up at the same time. No alarm required because I wake up at the same time every single morning. And the reason why you're probably still relying on an alarm is because you go to bed at inconsistent times and you wake up at inconsistent times. And the biggest reason why is because like probably due to the weekends, like you treat the weekend as like this kind of like couple days off where you just go to bed super late, you wake up super late. And then when Sunday night comes around, Monday comes around, your body doesn't really like, it has to readjust again. And you're constantly going through this cycle, through this loop where sure, Monday through Friday, you may be slightly dialed in, but then when the weekend comes around, it just throws everything off. Not just with your sleep, but even with your diet, with your workouts, with your daily habits. So I'm kind of going on a tangent right now, but everything that I'm talking to you guys with right now in terms of the habits, like these are the habits that I use, not just Monday through Friday, but including the weekends too. And if you can do these on the weekends, it'll just make your life so much easier, so much more simplified. And fat loss will just become so easy for you where you don't even have to try that hard. Like I maintain 6-pack abs year round and like I'm chilling, like I'm enjoying my life. Like I'm cool. I don't have more discipline. I don't have more willpower than anyone else. I just have the habits dialed in and set in place. And guess what? Once anything turns into a habit, like it's on autopilot. I don't have to think twice about any of these things. I just do it because it's part of who I am. It is part of my identity. I am Cohnan. And guess who Cohnan is? Cohnan is a fit personal trainer, weight loss coach, fat loss coach, who has all these healthy habits set in place and who puts fat loss on easy mode, on automatic mode. It's easy once you set the habits. Which leads me on to habit number 6, track your workouts. You do not need to be doing more exercises, fancier workouts. You just need to keep on progressing with the current workouts that you're currently doing. Don't feel the need to spice things up all the time or just to do all these crazy Instagram workouts that you see online. You don't need any of that. Just stick to the basic compound lifts, bench press, squat, overhead press, lunges, deadlifts, pull-ups, rows. Big, meaty compound lifts that target multiple muscle groups at once. Prioritize these and just focus on progressive overload. Add more reps, add more weight over time. Maybe not every single week, but over time. And you do this by writing down your lifts, trying to improve upon them, because strong people stay lean longer. Habit number 7 is join environments where being lean, where being fit is the norm. Willpower is very overrated. Environments, your environment, that is the key to success. Environment wins. So join groups where walking, lifting, running, tracking, and eating real food is considered as normal. Because if everyone around you eats like trash, guess what you'll do? You'll likely eat like trash. I've talked about this numerous times before, and you guys have probably heard this numerous times before as well. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So look at your social circle. Look at who you spend the most time with. If you spend time with losers who smoke cigarettes, who smoke weed, who drink alcohol, who party every single weekend, who encourage bad behaviors, who eat junk food, who peer pressure you to go out with them, to eat another slice of pizza, to say, come on, have some fun, come out with the boys. If you are surrounded by those people, don't be surprised that you're fat, that you're overweight, that you're insecure, that you can't keep up with your kids, that you have no energy, that you work a job that you hate. Don't be surprised, like at all. And I had to make the very difficult decision from a very young age to detract myself from these people because I knew that my goals were not aligned with my current friend group. And so I had to slowly but surely detach myself from my friend group in order to reach my goals. And I don't know about you guys, but I would so much rather achieve my goals, the ones that I have set for myself personally, than being with a group of people who just drag me down, who don't want to see the best in me. And guess what? Like, I have a new group of friends now, and they actually want to see the best of me. They actually push me. They're actually doing better than I'm doing. If you can find a group of people who actually push you instead of pull you down, I mean, oh my goodness, that is a cheat code. That's a shortcut to success. Like, a lot of people won't do this, but if you're broke and fat and you hang around millionaires that are in shape, that are fit, and they allow you in their social circle, oh my goodness, you've won the lottery ticket because now you're surrounded by millionaires and fit people. And guess what you could potentially become? You could also become a millionaire and a fit person just by being around them, hearing their conversations, seeing their actions, seeing their daily habits. Oh my goodness, that is the biggest hack that I can give you. But here's the thing. If you're fat and out of shape and broke right now, they'll likely not add you into their social circle. Like the social circle that I'm in right now with high-level entrepreneurs, very fit people who run marathons, compete in bodybuilding shows, who have their own businesses, who make a ton of money, who are extremely successful. We do not let anyone into our social circle randomly. Like they have to add value to us, right? In one way, shape, or another. We add people in who can maybe benefit us in terms of business or in terms of fitness or in terms of health or relationships. You need to provide value to other people, because if not, and you're just kind of a bystander and you're just kind of soaking everything in, you're just kind of like taking without giving, don't be shocked if they kick you out or if you don't belong there, because you simply don't. And so you're probably wondering then, okay, well, what do I do? I'm leaving my old group of people, but I cannot join this other group of people who I want to be like. What should I do? You should do exactly what I did. And that is go through the lonely chapter. Take a couple of years to just focus on self-improvement. It'll be lonely. It'll be difficult. It's not going to be easy. It's not meant to be easy. There's a reason why 75% of Americans are obese and overweight, because that's the easy part. But being in shape, having six-pack abs, being a millionaire, that's the hard part. That's difficult. And so why do you think it's going to be super, super easy to achieve those things? Yes, of course, by having these habits set in place that I'm talking about right now, it will make it easier. It does simplify things, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be super easy for you. So, like I said, you're going to have to go through a lonely chapter where you will maybe have to take a couple of months, likely a couple of years, where you have to self-reflect and really identify who you are as a person, what you truly want to become, and who you want to be like, and just work ruthlessly on that. Work every single day. Become better. Work on your daily habits. Work on the habits that I've set for you. Go through my online fat loss course. Join our program. Improve, get better. And now once you've gone through your lonely chapter and you've improved yourself, now you can start to attract the people who you are more likely to be like, right? Now that you are in shape and you maybe have gotten a promotion at work, you maybe have more energy. Now you can start to attract people who are like you as well, who are also on the come up. And now you guys can rise together as a group of people. That's exactly what happened to me. That's exactly what I've done. And I know it works because I've done it. and I'm continuing to do it. I'm continuing to level up. Don't get complacent. Keep on getting better. Moving on to habit number 8. This is what holds a lot of people back, including myself, the no perfectionist mindset. A lot of people think that they have to be perfect. That could not be further from the truth. Perfectionism is what keeps people fat. I know it sounds like, how is that even possible? Aren't the perfectionists the people who are fit and in shape? No. The people who are most in shape right now, even like the most successful people on planet Earth, they are the opposite of perfectionists. They are imperfectionists. They take messy action. They screw up. They mess up. They fail every single day. They're far from perfect. Far from it. When I first got into fitness, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what calories were. I didn't know what macros were, but I started. I didn't read all these books before I started. I just took messy action. And guess what? I learned as I took messy action. And the best teacher in life is failure. The more often you fail, the more that you can learn. But now here's the thing. And I see a lot of people make this mistake too, where they will fail in life, but they never learn from their failures. They keep on repeating the same mistake over and over again, expecting a different result. But you have to iterate. If you made a mistake, you have to analyze exactly what happened, what went wrong, and then next time you're in that situation, you're in that position, do something different. Say, okay, last time I was in this position, I did this and I failed. So next time I'm in this position, let me try something different. Let me improve upon that. Let me do this instead. And the next time you do it, you do the other thing. Maybe you get slightly closer to your goal. It's like, okay, I made a slight little improvement. That right there is progress. Progression over perfection. That is the motto in life. That is the key. That is the mindset that I want you to have going into this. Don't try to be perfect with all these habits. Don't try to be perfect with tracking your food. Don't try to be perfect with your workouts. Just try to make progress every single week, every single day, every single month, every single year, and it'll compound. It'll keep compounding. So if you miss the workouts, the next meal still counts. A bad day doesn't erase discipline, but quitting does. Because far too often, these perfectionist people, they let one small little slip up, one bad day, completely derail them from getting back on track again. They'll completely stop. They're like, oh, I already had a bad meal. I already cheated on my diet. This isn't worth it anymore. Then we just turn this into a cheat week, a cheat month, a cheat year. And before you know it, you've gained another 20 pounds because you have this perfectionist mindset. Whereas the imperfectionists who say, you know what, I messed up, screw it. Tomorrow, let's get back on track again. I missed my workout today. I was busy. Okay, whatever. Tomorrow, let's make up for it. Let's double up. Let's do 2 workouts. If you have that mindset going into this, you will be successful. I guarantee you that. Habit number 9, stop thinking in 90-day sprints. This is one thing I don't really like about the whole 75-day hard challenge or 30-day sprints or 30-day challenges, because it just promotes the short-term mindset. It's like, yeah, sure, you're motivated for the challenge, for the 30-day sprint, for the 75-day hard, but what happens after? What do you do after that challenge is done, after that sprint is done? You're likely going to go back to your old habits again, back to your old ways again, and erasing all of your progress. How long does it take to form a habit? The answer to that question is forever, because the moment you stop doing it, it is gone. Because habits in themselves are not the finish line. They are a lifestyle. The things in life that matter most are endless battles. The entire point of fitness isn't just to get fit, it's to stay fit. The entire point of a relationship, of marriage, isn't just to get married, isn't just to get into a relationship, it's to stay in that relationship, to stay married. And guess what? Both of these things require work. Most things worth having in life are endless pursuits. They're infinite games, which means the entire point of the game is to keep it going for as long as you can. With relationships, friendships, with your health, with your wealth, all these things. These are infinite games. The goal isn't to get rich, it's to stay rich. The goal isn't to get married, it's to stay married. The goal isn't to get fit, it's to stay fit. Just because you were a good spouse today does not mean you get to have bonus points for tomorrow. Or just because you ate healthy today does not mean that you get bonus points for tomorrow. You have to repeat it day after day, week after week, month after month. You still show up again. And fat loss works the exact same way. My last habit here, number 10, is show up even when it's boring. Because as we all know, motivation fades, but discipline is what stays. Lean people don't feel motivated or inspired every single day to eat clean, do their workouts, prioritize their sleep, go on their daily walks. I guarantee you that. I don't feel like working out every single day. I don't feel like eating clean all the time. Of course I don't. I'm a human being. I have emotions. I'm not a robot. But we just don't negotiate with ourselves. This isn't about hitting 10% body fat once. It's about becoming the type of person who stays there without effort. So stop chasing outcomes and start reinforcing your identity. Now, if you are trying to lose 30 to 50 pounds, all without sacrificing your favorite foods or spending hours in a gym, just like we've helped hundreds of our clients do, what you can go ahead and do is schedule a free consultation call with us down below, where we'll essentially go over your current goals. We'll see exactly what's holding you back right now in terms of maybe it's lack of knowledge, lack of discipline, lack of structure, lack of accountability, lack of whatever. We'll see exactly how much weight you're looking to lose, how much muscle you're trying to put on, and we'll create a game plan together to help you absolutely crush your goals in the next 3 to 6 months. Now, if that sounds good to you, the link will be in the description down below, and I'll see you there. Peace.